So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Training Tuesday for the Florida Course Supervisor Program. This is specifically set up for training level ones. So who we have on the call today are Tom Nestor, Pedro Maillat, Monica Dubé, and I believe Josh Moreno has come back and joined us. Are you still with us, Josh?
I am with you, yes.
Great. Okay, awesome. All right, and myself, Sherry Lucky. And specifically today, we're going to be working on having at least Monica and possibly Josh signed off on announcements. And then we're going to have a little conversation about statistics. So would somebody like to start with generating the bold statement?
I will.
Okay, Tom.
We, the course supervisors, are given by a possibility bigger than ourselves, holding as sacred the integrity of the clearing in which transformation occurs, causing the fulfillment of our brand, master providers of whatever is needed.
Awesome, thank you. Is that in for everybody? Yep.
Yes.
Josh, are you going to join us on, Joshua, are you going to join us on video, or is that something that you don't have access to right now?
Yes, if you give me about 5 minutes, I'm joining you shortly.
Okay, awesome. Okay. All right, anyone up for generating the reason for the existence of the enterprise?
I will.
Okay, Pedro, thank you.
Okay, so as an enterprise, we exist to empower and enable people in fulfilling on those matters that are of interest or importance to them, and in the process, leave them transformed with more power, freedom, self-expression, and peace of mind.
Thank you. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So I was expecting Felipe on the call as well. Jamie had indicated that he had confirmed that he would be on the call. Does anybody have his text? You could reach out to him.
I'll text them.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Anybody have any?
Sure. I just want to say that I believe he did restore integrity for, I think it was last week. He did restore integrity for not being on the, so that's complete, right?
Yes, that is.
Okay.
Yeah. He had just, Jamie had sent in an email saying that he wasn't feeling well. He wouldn't be on the call, but that Felipe.
Jamie, right. Yeah. And then Tim had a commitment. So,
yeah.
Sherry, I just want to open up the conversation with everybody that's here. I just want to say that I started listening to the Monday training call this morning as I was driving up, and I was driving and I had to like stop for a couple times just to kind of like let everything kind of sink in, you know. It was like I felt like as I was driving up, I wasn't driving that fast, but the conversation was moving at such a high rate of velocity with everything that's going on that I haven't listened to it fully yet. I'm about halfway done, but I'm really, I'm like moved by all the stuff that's going on and how fast it's moving. And, the biggest thing for me was actually listening to Gitanjala say, the course supervisor program is no longer suspended. So I do share with what other course supervisors had mentioned, saying, for some people it might have been, and for some people, we've not stopped. Like we've what are you talking about suspended? We've kept ourselves engaged and done different things, So I'm excited. I don't even know what to expect. It's so much stuff that I'm looking forward to I got the nervousness, I got the jitters, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's definitely happening and alive, scary at the same time. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm really present to the critical, the critical matter that a course supervisor provides in all of this, and how critical our contribution is to the enterprise. And, we're there to provide whatever is wanted and needed, and that's what's happening right now. So I just wanted to share that. I'm really like, in awe of all the things that are happening, and it's just cool, and it's great, and I love the uncertainty of it, that it's going to be up until a certain time, and then that time is going to change, so it's going to move really fast. So
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, likewise. I had a very similar response. I was on the call on Monday, but it was like, oh my God, this is real. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to do that. Oh gosh. What am I standing for? Oh, look at all those hours I'm going to have to assist.
yeah,
It was very confronting in a way. And it was very exciting in another way that the programs are resuming, and that the course supervisor program is no longer suspended, because frankly, I was getting a little, frustrated with the status of the program being suspended. No one's required to do anything. No one's really required to participate. And it kind of felt like people were drifting.
yeah.
So I'm happy to see that period of time has come to an end, and now you're in the boat.
Yep.
You're in the boat,
Yes.
It's
Yes,
not like
for sure.
you're hanging on to the side, or you're taking a swim elsewhere, and I'll see you around. That will not work anymore
Mhm.
for the program. So I thought
Yep.
that was pretty awesome. Yeah, yeah.
And also the other thing is, what I was present to is, what we're putting on these trainings, and how what we're doing is actually contributing to the training and development of our level ones. And there's also a whole new world of getting trained inside of online programs that is also exciting. And we're all new to it. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to competency. So it's we're literally dancing in a new world.
Mhm. Yeah. Have no idea. Well, I have no idea what it would look like. Monica has a better idea than any of us what it looks like to assist in an online course.
Yeah.
I think you assisted in one course, didn't you, Pedro? Or
No, I haven't assisted yet.
yeah,
No.
yeah, nor have I. So no idea what it looks like. And when you see I don't know if you had a visual when you were listening to the call, but if you look at the org chart and how it's Kathy Elliott, and then it's Mark Spiritos, and then it's the forum leader, and then it's the lead course supervisor, that was very confronting.
Yeah.
How is that confronting?
Yeah, why?
Well, because it was presented as a much more, a much greater opportunity for partnership with the leader.
Yeah.
And developmental partnership, if you will, because previously, when you were on a course and you were the lead on the course, you sort of held the course, you held the space of the course, you created, all of the support structures, and were accountable for making sure all the teams were fulfilled, and all the handouts were done and ready on time, and you knew the schedules, and you knew all that other stuff, and you were accountable for all that. And yet there wasn't much interaction with the leader during the training period leading up to the course. There were emails which mostly went unanswered, just sort of advising the leader as to what was going on. And now there are, rehearsals scheduled in which there's interaction with the leader, and there's an expectation that lead course supervisor and the two other senior level course supervisors on the course will be engaged fully with the leader for a period of time. So,
Yeah, I actually attended that when I assisted on the advanced course. There was a walkthrough of the whole course with Larry, and so that everything was in sync and everybody knew what was going to happen and everything. So it was awesome to have that much contact with them and to be a part of the team. And I wasn't even OPM then, I was waiting room manager. So it was like, I didn't really need to be there. And I think on the next course, they said, you don't have to be there, just the OPMs and the document managers need to be there for the walkthrough. But it's really awesome because you get to really connect with them and they get to know you. And, you know, Larry's so easy to talk to and everything. So I thought, yeah, I got a lot from doing that, and I'm really looking forward to it. I found like I was really excited after the call last night.
after the call, yeah.
Also because it is shifting to the online capability, which is so much more expansive for people to be able to reach people. You know, I mean, I'm on calls every day with people all over the world, and it's like, what? How'd this happen? I just click, there I am. Yeah, so you just never know what the opportunities are going to be for everybody.
Yeah, it does open up a whole new world of our ability to cause a transformation in what it is to be a human being.
Yeah.
Right? When you're able to deliver this course to anyone, anywhere, as long as they have internet access. That pretty much includes the majority of the people in the world. Yeah.
You know what? Another thing that I was present to, that I've been present to, and just listening to those conversations and participating on the training calls and all that, especially on that call from yesterday, is that it actually had me look and see for myself, right? Like, what's out of integrity for me, okay? What is actually out of integrity? Like, emails. That's one of the biggest things for me that's just out of integrity. There's a lot of stuff out there that I haven't gotten to and replied. You know, there's quote requests, there's physical things in my house and all that. So knowing that all that is there and listening to the conversation and how fast-paced things are moving, what I'm present to and what opened up for me is a new world of intentionally restoring integrity in my environment. You know, like really like doing it with velocity. Because if I don't do this like everybody, if I don't do this quickly, you know, I'm going to be in a constant state of lack of integrity. And it's, for me, it's like, all right, let's do it. Let's take it on, you know, like I came to my hotel, I'm in Gainesville, I'm doing a install. I went out to have an early dinner, and I came back, I checked emails, and I'm just going through everything and like, okay, what do I need to do here? What do I need to, all right, who do I need to reply to? What's going on? What's my plan for tomorrow? It's like that intentionality, and you probably get the experience that I'm looking for. That when integrity is in it, really, there's an experience of being out here. Said another way, there's an experience of being available. Like, you're open to anything that comes in, and you're there and you're present. So with this and with that call, it just has me like, all right, I gotta, like, there's a pull for it. Like, I want to get this done quickly. And it's just like, it's transformed. It's like there's no going back.
That's true. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know who it was who said specifically that, oh my gosh, now I have to really, focus on my integrity in my home because we will be delivering the courses from our homes. So yeah, that's a whole different,
Yeah, somebody mentioned that they had actually, I think it was Pooja, she mentioned that she had actually timed, that she set up her monitors and every workstation really near the bathroom. So she knew that she could take 15 seconds to go back and forth.
Oh, bathroom, yeah. Somebody laughed at her and she said, oh, it's just, that's who I am.
Yeah.
I planned it that way.
Yeah. So definitely plenty of opportunities to discover new things in this program.
Yeah, and the request at the end was to get the word out to course supervisors, because I do believe that there's a core group of people who've been participating at a certain level, and there are a lot of people who've just sort of been skating along, not really engaged with the program. So if you feel connected to anyone in the program who you haven't seen around, call them, be in communication with them, get them enrolled in the possibility, and have them create the possibility of what it is to be in the course. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, and I have a quick announcement, Sherry. And you're probably aware of this. So I have listened to a request made by Tim, who's going to be taking on new accountabilities and responsibilities. Not accountabilities, but he has new responsibilities in the training and development as a course supervisor. So I have made the request to him, and it's been approved that I will also be mentoring Dave Williams.
Dave Williams, yeah.
Yep.
And who else?
And that's it.
Oh, I thought he'd asked you to mentor both of his people. Hmm. Let me just check that.
Felipe is not going to be on the call. He said he communicated to Jamie.
He did, okay. I think, was there a mention of Noah?
He did mention it, but no conversation about it. So
Noah said before that he has a new job and he technically gets off at 8, but doesn't really get out of there until 8:30.
Right, I am aware of that, yeah. Well, you and I will talk offline, Pedro, about that, because as I understand it, you're Noah's mentor too.
oh, okay.
You haven't been told that, but.
Well, Josh, all the power to it, right?
Yeah. You guys are a mighty team there, I would say.
Okay.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. All right, Josh, anything you want to say, or Tom or Monica, about being here, being present? Monica, you shared a little bit, but Joshua, I'm sorry.
Good. I'm excited.
Good. I like your new kitchen.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's pretty. It's a nice place.
How about you, Joshua or Tom?
Joshua's so quiet.
So I have been restoring integrity to my space. I recently moved into a new office, so I have my own office space now. So I'm currently, arranging things and putting things into place where I want it to be. And also at my home as well, I'm doing the same thing. This weekend, I literally went into the attic, started organizing, taking out boxes, going through those boxes, throwing out, storing, you name it. And there's also the part of my mother, which my mother left all of her belongings, and so did my sister. So it's going through closets. And in other words, my environment at the office and my environment at home are currently all out on the table, and I'm dissecting through everything. So it's revamping and putting integrity into my environment on steroids. which is fine. It's perfectly what I want. It's what I want. I'm looking for, okay, where is it that I need to create that shift, create that impact?
Mhm.
And what's funny is that when I was going through my attic on Saturday, what opened up for me was health. Excuse me, health. So Saturday I went through the attic. Sunday I went grocery shopping to a completely different grocery store that I've never gone to. Never even occurred to me to go to it. And I bought all organic vegan food.
Wow.
It just never even occurred to me, right?
Brady rubbed off on you.
So I clear out the attic and then boom, vegan comes out.
That's hilarious.
So it's interesting. I mean, I'm always playing this game of, okay, you know, integrity and whatnot, and that's where I'm at. You know, I've noticed that I've been having almost like a stagnancy of performance, and I notice that it happens like in the evening. Like I'll grind all day, and then once I get home, I just like, I'm a vegetable. I'm a vegetable when I get home. I just sit on the couch. I might pick up a book. I might start reading it, but I'm just a vegetable, and I've been looking like, okay, what is it that has me in that stagnancy of performance when I get home specifically, and even sometimes at the office. And I think what that is that my environments are still unsettled, and I feel like I'm sitting in clutter. So I feel like it's cluttered in here, which creates a lack of action, which all of that's a story anyways, right? But that's
It's
what
a true story though.
Yeah.
Well, it is a story, yeah, but it does impact, you know, who you get to be if it worries you, you know, if it you
Correct.
have a story about it, right? Yeah.
It's on my mind. It's clearly on my mind. It doesn't represent who I am. It's not what I'm about.
Mhm.
But anyways, it's something that I also have learned that it's okay. You know, I'm working on it every day, you know, every week. It's only been about a week or two. So as long as I'm consistently working at it, eventually I'll get around to it. But to Pedro's point, the velocity in which I can create that is indicative of power and my ability to create in my world as well.
Yeah.
This is a mini environment, a mini example of my life, of my world. So it's to my convenience to transform this instantly, to create instant transformation in my life.
Yeah.
So another thing that today I realized that all the things that I've been wanting and that I complain about, or that I complain that are not the way I think that it should be, or I want it to be, are really the things that I have the most of, like relationships, like business and finance, like health. The three things that I'm constantly saying I don't, you know, I'm not performing to the level of expectation are the things that I have the most of. So I recently joined a CrossFit gym about 4 weeks ago. And even though I'm the new guy, I'm performing pretty comparable to the guys that are there for 2 or 3 years. And this is me coming in, you know, without any formal CrossFit training. So it really gave me an epiphany of, Josh, you know, like gratitude, you know, humble yourself, be grateful for what I have. You know, I have so many people in my life that love me, that support me, that want to know what I'm up to, you know, how can I help? What are you doing? You know, how can I be a part of your life? And I'm constantly just like, no, I'm busy, you know, like I'm busy working on relationships. Leave me alone. But and to go on top of that, you know, like I'm busy building a business. I don't have time to deal with anyone else when that's a relationship that can help bring me business.
Bring you business.
Or it could be a relationship that I can develop to have an intimate relationship. And anyway, so I've been sharing more. I've been sharing more about what I'm up to with business. I'm sharing more what I'm up to with relationship, with health. And I've had probably 3 or 4 people in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks offer, hey, you know, I'm going to connect you with someone. I'm going to set you up on a date. It's like, okay, cool. You know, like, so sharing, right? Sharing what I'm up to, and that speaking it creates it into existence, regardless of how it is that I'm sharing. So I'm practicing that as well. You know, when something comes to mind that I want, that I'm creating, I just say it. You know, I'll be driving in the car and I'll just say it. I'll say it out loud, you know? And even if no one's listening, even if I'm not sharing with anyone, I just speak it. and I'm becoming accustomed to speaking my reality.
That's
And
a
Josh,
great-
sometimes it's
Noted.
not a bad idea to have downtime. Like if you're going to go 12 to 14 hours a day, almost every day, maybe when you get home and your mind is like mush and you're a vegetable, maybe that's your body just saying, dude, chill out, relax, watch TV, do nothing, stare at the wall, and just relax, because that's important too.
That is
And
absolutely
when you have that time for yourself, that you're not on task and having to do something, and you have that in your day, then the times that you are on task, you can be more focused and get more accomplished because your mind is rested and your body's rested. So I don't know if that's true or not, but you might want to give yourself a break and maybe listen to your body sometimes when it's said, I've had enough for the day, and not make yourself wrong for doing nothing.
correct. It's sharpening the saw, taking time off, yeah, absolutely. I make myself wrong when I see it's like 3 o'clock and I'm already seeing that my performance level is like not plateaued, on its way down. And yeah, to be honest, I start my day at 4 a.m. and it's go from 4 a.m. Yeah, there is, hey Josh, take a step back, relax, chill, take a break. So learning
Well,
to
by 3 o'clock, that's an 11-hour day.
correct. Yeah. Well,
That's a pretty long day.
it's a long day. Yeah. I mean, that's relative. That's all relative. So learning to take time off, learning to enjoy myself, enjoying nature. I've been spending more time in nature. I'm going for hikes, go for a walk through very dense vegetation. Don't take my phone. I actually got a new watch. I changed my watch. So this is my Apple Watch. I got a non-electronic, a non-digital watch, like an actual,
You can really get away from it.
and
No,
just get away, because I caught myself doing that I would leave the phone behind, but I'm still wearing this. So technically I'm still having technology and the phone on me.
you're
So
still good.
I kind of figured out that loophole. Hey, Josh, I see what you're doing here. Take this off, really get away, take time off. And that's what I'm doing. I'm learning to find balance, because to Tom's point, I don't tend to do that. I'm usually going. And then when I crash and burn, I make myself wrong about that. And it's just a cycle that doesn't,
Yeah.
it's a vicious cycle.
Little
So
like the
really-
vicious circle. Yeah.
It's a vicious circle, correct. And what I've discovered is that it's my way of just hiding from people. I'm busy, I gotta go do stuff. And that's true. That's true for anybody. There's endless things to do. But my excuse is I gotta go get things done, so I can't deal with you, or I shouldn't deal with you. I don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
So it's really me looking internally to see what am I running from, that I use work as my alibi.
Yeah, I got that. I've told you this before, but I see myself in you, my version of me 20 or 25 years ago. And, so yeah, I get what you're going through. Yeah.
Yeah, that work is very seductive, I think we could all attest to that, everyone on this call. Yeah, I've had periods of time where that was the best thing in my life, right? So I spent 16, 20 hours a day working. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. In my work routine, especially when I travel and do installs and all that, it's so easy to just like give into, just being relaxed and just chilling out and, grabbing a pint of whatever they're popping up, and it's great and all that. But, after a while it gets tiring. And, if I don't stand in any kind of possibility when I do this, then it's just business as usual. And it's tiring. eventually it becomes boring, it becomes routine, and it wears me out. So I really have to like be intentional about what I'm doing, and just take time off. Say, all right, well, I'm gonna leave early. Let's complete for the day. We'll see you tomorrow, and then I do what I do. But it really takes something.
Yeah. I got it. We're taking a seminar that's very interesting, and we were talking about, choice, the distinction choice this week. And it's interesting, Joshua, that you brought it up. You're choosing it. You really are, I think. And you're declaring it. And really, choice is a declaration, is what I've discovered in the seminar. I don't know, Tom, if you've come to that conclusion, or Pedro, but it's just declaring that you're choosing that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's that. And it gives you access to your possibility and ease.
Mhm.
You're not resisting it any longer. You're not succumbing to the world of survival. Rather, you're choosing whatever's so,
Mhm.
which is very liberating, I think.
Choosing it all,
Yeah,
good, the bad, and the
Exactly.
ugly.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's
So
pretty-
I just want to note that it's 8:30
okay.
and we
Yeah.
do have things we wanted to accomplish on this call.
Well,
Namely,
see,
Monica, are you ready?
Monica, you're up. Are you ready to do a break announcement or a first announcement? I think you were going to do a first announcement.
I was actually going to, I don't know if this is appropriate. I rewrote the first one in the manual.
Okay.
But
That's good.
it was a little weird because,
I wouldn't expect anything else. That's awesome.
and then I thought I should do the one that the OPMs do at the beginning of the online courses. And
Yeah.
but I didn't have time to look for it. So, but it would be what I'm doing next, because I'm doing a course March 6th and 7th, a communications course, unless they take me off it.
Why would they kick you off it?
Well, they said last night, they said something about the course supervisors are needed on the forums. So the anyone can assist on
the OP
courses. So, but I've already been in contact with the lead OPM, so I have a feeling I'll probably be staying on it.
Yeah.
And it's Pacific time. I don't know how that happened. I got on a Pacific time course.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. It's
It'll be
gonna
up
be late at
in the
night.
morning.
And the morning will be fine. The late afternoon, the evening, it's gonna go till midnight or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, I mean you'll go past midnight. You'll go.
yeah,
1
just
o'clock
on
in
the
morning,
last
2
night,
o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
just the last night. But anyway,
Don't they go until 10? Or do they go until 9?
on the Wednesday night. But no, on Saturday and Sunday, it's till 7.
Oh, no kidding. Awesome.
Yeah, it only goes till 7. Anyway, all right. So I prepared this. We'll just see how it goes.
Okay.
I do a lot of teaching online. So anyway, hello, my name is Monica Dubé, and I am the course supervisor for this landmark forum. Welcome. The restrooms are located out the doors and down the right down the hall. There is no smoking or eating in this room. Please do not bring beverages into this room other than water. You may use your own water bottles, and we recommend that you label them. There is a cell phone charging station at the back wall. The time is now 8:45 a.m. The session will begin at 9 a.m. Thank you.
Okay. So
How was that for you?
Fine. I just, I don't know if this is when we actually do this announcement. Like, do we do the announcement before the session starts?
no, you do it midway into the session. You're introduced, and then this one is designed to send them on the first break. So
On
it
the
will
first
be
break.
at the end of the first session.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
That's what I was confused about.
yeah. Now, on the OPM program, if you're an online program manager, you would be making announcements, especially the online program manager too, would be making announcements all during the half hour leading up to the beginning of the course.
Yep.
Yeah. And from what I understand, those announcements are informational in nature and just saying, hey, thanks for being here. Happy that you've joined us. Here are a few instructions about how to use Zoom, how to raise your hand, how to name yourself so that we know who you are.
Yeah.
And a few things like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's repeated.
And then
couple
it's
times.
repeated. And it's just, the course I was in, it was just sort of read off of a script. Peter
Yeah.
Kong was doing it. So it was generated quite heartily, but it was clearly being read. There was a script that he was generating. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So how was that for you?
How was it for me?
Uh-huh.
It was okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody
Right.
else? Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I just felt like I was a little confused about the timing of it and what I'm actually announcing the time of.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably happened like 11:30 or 12-ish for the first break.
Right.
All right. So for me, it was a little stilted, maybe because you had that question and the whole time you were like unclear. You didn't have that clarity about what am I exactly doing here with these people? Yeah, it was like, why am I providing them with this information now? So I don't know. Do you think that was kind of in your space as you were delivering it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't know how this was supposed to be about the restrooms and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so you're doing like, it's the first day of the Landmark Forum, and the first session goes 2.5, 3 hours, and then they get a break. So you're announcing that break and letting them know, where the facilities are and et cetera. So it's, maybe everybody just got there and it's kind of a blur and they got their seats and there's 150 people in the room. They don't know where the bathrooms are. They don't know where the smoking areas are. They don't know if they can go get a candy bar and bring it in the room or whatever. So you're setting that space for them so they kind
Right.
of
But
have some
that's why I
clarity.
that's why I thought it should be read earlier than at the break. Like you would want.
So
them
they
to-
would know. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
So,
isn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're greeted at the door and everybody's welcomed into your forum and that's about it. Yeah. Just go ahead and find a seat wherever you'd like to sit and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And just a generous welcoming of the people into the course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think because that was in your space, we didn't get to experience Monica. Your warmth didn't come through and who you are for people didn't come through for me in that section. So I'd request that you do it again. How about Pedro, Joshua, anything?
Yeah, no, I was going to say the same thing, and I think what would really help Monica is so you created something, so you created the announcement, so it's so you can generate it, so it's your creation. It paints a picture of what there is in the space, and you're actually guiding people into that. Okay, here's what's logistics wise, here's what we have for you, and we're going to go on a break and all that. So now that you've done that, and now that everybody has shared a little bit of context, right, on how and when and why, what I would say is just locate yourself as a participant in the Landmark Forum that I don't know how your experience was, but locate yourself just walking into a room, starting a brand new course that you have no idea about, And the course is designed to right away take you off and start creating distinctions and all of that. And then when you're going to take your first break, you just like, you're like, as a participant, you're like, okay, so what do I do now, right? So it's that contact with that course supervisor that's coming up to make the announcement. When you start creating that relatedness with them, you're actually taking them, letting them know that you're there for them. See, that's what you're really communicating. You're communicating logistics, but what you're really saying is, look, I'm here to support you in whatever you need. And my name is Monica, and I'm your course supervisor, and I'm just going to give you some details about logistics. I mean, people, if they turn around, they can figure out that there's a charging station, right? But it's the fact that you're generating it for them and you're being generous with them and letting them know what to expect. There's a level of intentionality when you say that has those participants in-person program, that has them feel, wow, I can like I can relate to this course supervisor. And who is this course supervisor? Who is this person? What is a course supervisor? Remember, in these past calls, there's been a conversation about, if you go into a bus and you tell somebody, hey, I'm a course supervisor, they're going to tell you like, okay, so what is that? Because we only exist in the listening of Landmark Forum leader, right? So in that space, in that sacred space, that you are a course supervisor, people are like, wow, course supervisor, what is a course supervisor? Oh, this person is here to support me, and this person is going to take care of me. So that's what you're actually generating in that announcement. I've heard forum leaders say, look, don't get caught up in the details. Just be that, like, deliver in such a way that people are like right away related to you. Like, okay, I want to know who this person is. And I mean, does that communicate, Monica?
Yeah, but I'm just reading this tonight. Like, this isn't, I don't feel like I'm in a course, and
That's all right. I mean,
I'm not
you
really
have,
going to be able to really convey that much relatedness when I'm just doing it for you guys. Sorry.
that's all right. That's all
I
right.
don't feel like I can do that tonight.
I got it. Well, that's the context. Like, if you can if you locate yourself in that position, that's where you would be generating that conversation from.
Sure.
Not that it is kind of weird, but just pretend. And, and just.
What did you say?
Just pretend, come out and be with us, be.
I am.
See, we're
I'm not
the
doing, I don't
participants.
think I'm not being myself. I really don't.
Yeah, you're being yourself. You're being, however you're being is perfect, Monica, but what was absent in that initial announcement for me was your warmth wasn't available to us. That typically is there. Just wasn't readily available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I think you were confused, like you didn't know why you were giving this information to people at this moment in time. And so it was like, well, fuck this. I'm just going to do it because they told me I had to do it.
I'm also processing something that happened to me today, so I'm not in the best of.
I was just going to ask you, Monica, what's there for you? Not like a bad or wrong thing. It's just what's there for you.
I just feel like I'm being tested, and I had a meeting with this church guy that I've been going to this church, and he called me in to talk to me, and he started really confronting me about the Course in Miracles and what I do and what my path is, and really making me wrong for an hour and a half. So
That's tough.
yeah.
So that's really the beauty of this opportunity, is to be able to bracket that. Because I get that that would be really upsetting. And
He hasn't
just,
even read it. How could he, like, he just
yeah,
assumed it was wrong and it was bad and it wasn't Jesus. And I'm like, I've been at this for 30 years. And you think you can tell me that you haven't opened the freaking book?
how do you know? Yeah, well, that's rampant in clergy, I think, that they know the way and they know the right way.
Yeah,
They're,
they have all
they're
the
not willing
answers.
to, they're not willing, any clergy.
I felt like I'd been molested
Yeah,
Mm.
again.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I got that. Deep breath.
I didn't even ask for the meeting. Like, he wanted me to come in and talk to me. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know why.
Hmm.
I gave him my book. I said, you're not going to like this, but here's my book.
Yeah.
You know, it was just awful. It was just horrible.
Hmm.
With a big smile on his face the whole time.
Mm.
Oh, man. It's unreal.
Monica, you said that you felt like you were molested again.
Yeah. I was 14 and it happened.
There's something incomplete with you regarding that that's showing up today.
Sure.
Better said, what's incomplete for you?
Well, I don't think I can really share much about that.
And that's fine. I appreciate you looking, and I invite you to continue looking into that.
And you could look from, am I incomplete? Is that not complete for me? Or you could look at it, is that kind of behavioral pattern going to trigger a specific response over which I really have no control? It's just my internal state. It's my emotional way of being. It's my physical way of being, that conjures up all of that for you when you get in that kind of world. So it could be something like that. And then your story comes into play about what this is, right? So it could be that there's completion and you're dealing with some brain patterns from past experiences. And those don't go away. They
Right.
will come up. You'll have that kind of an experience. And it's brain patterns.
Yeah.
Has anybody listened to the European trading calls at all?
No, no.
They did a series of 3 calls, and I think they would be good for all of us to listen to. They did them about the internal dialogue, really, what's going on with you internally, and noticing when you're triggered into, a way of being, when you're feeling a particular way, when you're in a mental state, when you're in an emotional state, your physical being. What are the other ones, Pedro? There's 2 more. But there are ways of being that come to us automatically. They're already always with us. And as soon as we get triggered by people's interactions with us, it's there.
before you even have time to think about what's happening, it's there. It's just with you. And we have a tendency to make ourselves wrong because we have those thoughts. And in reality, it's just what's there. Anyway, it's the European training sessions, and you can find them, like on the January coursework or the January distinctions, I think, or clinics, or however it's labeled on the course supervisor website. And they're a set of 3 calls. I think they'd really be awesome for everyone to listen to if you have an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Well, Monica, first of all, thank you for your generosity and for, entrusting us and being sourceful to you. I really just want to say, look, we're here as source, and you give us power to give you power in whatever you're dealing with. It really is something that it could show up for you on this call, and that's why we have this training calls. And that which might show up on this call could happen anywhere. Could happen on a course. It could happen, in a online program. So what Sherry is pointing to is that there is a distinct set of conversations that deal with, not to deal with whatever the issue was, and not to discard that, just to put it aside, is that we will have, as human beings, automatic reactions to things that just show up for us. And as something that's powerful, and as a course supervisor, is to be able to distinguish those things that will show up for us, and be able to distinguish them, acknowledge them, and put them aside. So you have power in all situations. Does that communicate, Monica?
Yeah.
And it's not to diminish your feelings in any way.
Yeah, I have to say that I often just feel like these training calls are they're really hard for me to do.
Mhm.
I don't really I feel like it's just been, I just haven't felt really comfortable in them. Like it's just too many people, too many people saying, it's like too much criticism for, how we're doing it, whether we're doing it right or not. I don't feel really supported, actually.
I got that.
And it's been, I guess I felt that way since it started. So I don't know what it is. It's just
Sharing.
something about it just feels really off. Like it's too many people giving opinions about it, and I'm just really sensitive. Yeah. So
Is there anything in specific that's being opinionated on?
no,
And I'm sorry that you
I
feel
just feel like some of the training has been, it's just been kind of, we're being trained on stuff that, we may not even do again. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I have a lot going on. And it's a lot of calls every week. And I just feel like it's constant,
I can relate to that.
Me too.
And thank you for sharing that. And we could do a session on one's occurring.
Mhm.
One's occurring is the truth, you know, however things occur to us, that's the truth for us. That's how it is. And taking a look at the occurring.
Mhm.
Because I think all of it occurs to you as, you know, people are sort of being put up on the cross and they're throwing spears at them, maybe.
Well,
Kind of overkill, you know, like we have a couple of us being trained and 4 people saying things about it, and it just feels like it's too much.
Too many people.
Too many chiefs, not enough engines. I don't know.
well, I can
I've been
certainly
around this.
relate. I can certainly relate to that, Monica. I remember, I remember at one point, somebody was just overdoing it with me on statistics, and I just wanted to throw the book at him and say, look, I, I know what I'm doing. You don't have to tell me what to do. I mean, I'm already trained on this,
Mhm.
and I got it, and finally got it. I mean, I got that person was just sourcing me into something that I wasn't able to look at the moment, so.
Mhm.
So wherever you are right now, Monica's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect training. I know you don't.
And this is the training, by the way.
Life is like that, right?
It's perfect
Yeah,
training.
and this is the training, right?
You know,
Yeah.
that's how I came at you this afternoon with that gentleman.
Wow, that was a big surprise.
I bet. Because he's like someone you're investing in. He's going to be your leader for your spiritual path here for a moment in time. And then he's like, whoa.
I never thought of it that way. I just thought I liked his style and what he was saying. But wow, yeah,
Hmm.
there's a lot I don't like about organized religion.
Yeah, I get
Every
that.
time I try to do it, it's like, oh, no, I can't go there. It just doesn't. I felt like I was being silenced.
Mhm.
I left feeling very mute, like I couldn't speak up. I couldn't say what I needed to say.
Mhm.
I wasn't being heard or listened to.
Yeah, and it sounds to me like you felt like he was invalidating everything that you have stood for 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes,
Without
Yeah,
knowing
got
what that
that.
is, without really even,
without knowing
reading
what he's talking
it.
about. Yeah.
it was all hearsay. It was all, oh, this guy said this about that. And
But at the end of the day, it's just, it's just him saying something.
yeah,
And you don't have to take it as being true or meaning anything.
I wish I had, right now, I wish I'd gotten up and walked out. I just
Yeah.
wish I had done that.
Yeah, you listened to an hour and a half of things you didn't need to hear.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he has his opinion, and you don't have to take that on personally, and you don't have to agree with him. And and right now there's an effect that's made you feel the way you feel, and maybe there's a way for you to just like, you know what, fine, that's what he thinks, doesn't bother me, it doesn't affect me. You don't ever have to go back to his church or ever talk to him again. And he's going to have a different way of thinking, and he's going to try to invalidate you because he wants to validate. It's the whole like him being right and making you wrong. And you can choose to participate or not. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what he thinks of you. It's what you think of yourself.
Yep.
Right. I mean, I know how much you've put into the Course of Miracles and how big a part, that's half of your life. And he tore it down in an hour and a half.
Without having ever read it.
Yeah, he has no idea what he's
But it
talking
just made me
about.
laugh. I was like, really? Well, if you ever get a chance to read it, you might want to think about it differently. Yeah. It was just hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, Monica, I mean, not to invalidate whatever happened, but look at the, just look at it from the point of view of, what did he actually say, and how are you relating to it? Like, what meaning are you giving it to it? Because you're in the meaning, you're giving it power, and honestly and intentionally, the purpose of why we're here is to feed you power, meaning that this is what this training is for, and could show up in any situation in life. I mean, I'm one to say, Monica, that I want power in every situation where I'm disempowered by a conversation with somebody. So what you're dealing with this particular person, I deal with customers. And I just really hate the way in which they relate to me, because they're literally just discarding everything that I know and everything that I practice for, and that's what I do for a living, And then I see, okay, well, look, I mean, what's going to feed me power in this situation? And then I say, okay, what is the meaning that I'm giving this? Why? I mean, if I really stand in life is empty and meaningless, this conversation has no meaning. But I'm giving it power because I'm giving it meaning, and it's overpowering me, So, maybe, just maybe, consider that whatever showed up for you today is an access to give you power, so you don't have to deal with those conversations anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to deal with them anymore. And it's all of that inside of this training and development program that actually makes it worthwhile. And you could just not relate to it right now, Monica, but really, 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 this is what we're all here for. So you don't have to deal with those conversations, or if you have to deal with them with power. Just like a Landmark Forum leader deals with any participant. Just like I want to deal with that every day of my life, So what are you getting out of this, Monica?
To speak up. Take a stand and declare what's true for me.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Awesome.
awesome, Monica.